Okay, so in this review, you have several questions that kind of got to answer along the way here. So let's take a quick look here. It says find the perimeter and the area of the figure. Leave your answer in terms of pi. Be sure to use labels. So what's the problem asking you to do? Well, it's asking us to find both perimeter and area. So perimeter and area both have to be found. What units will I need? Well, for perimeter, it's just straight lines, so that's just meters. And for area, obviously, it'll be meters squared. Lots of formulas here I'm going to use today. When I'm finding area, I've got base and height. I've got area of circle, circumference of a circle as well. Does the problem involve pi? If so, do you leave in terms of pi, or do you multiply by 3.14? This says up here, leave in terms of pi, so we're going to say leave in terms of pi is what we're going to want to do there. So perimeter. Oh, by the way, we should talk about this before we move any further. So what I've really got going on here is I have rectangle minus half of a circle. So if you see here, here's half the circle. So it's like somebody took a bite out of a cookie. We should also note along here, along this this side, it is actually 6 along here. So the radius of my circle, or diameter of the circle, is 6. Right, because the center would be right there. The radius is actually 3. So if we talked about halfway across the circle, the radius is 3. So you might want to note that R is 3, diameter is 6. Might be important to know. So finding the perimeter, we add the distance around the outside. So follow along here. Oh, by the way, this bottom side is also 10, right? It's going to be the same as the one above it. So follow along with me here. 10 plus 6 plus 10. So that's 26. Right? And then plus half of a circle. Well, again, circumference, I'm sorry, not plus, but it have to be minus, because it's minus, so hang on a sec here. So minus half of a circle. So again, we're going to have 26 minus half of the circle. And the circle, the circumference of that is pi diameter, so 26 minus half pi, the diameter of 6. So what that means, obviously, we're going to take half of 6 here, so that'll be 3. So the answer ends up being 26 minus 3 pi. In this case, it's going to be meters because it's distance around the outside. And you can't combine those, can't make it a 23 pi, something weird, right? Because there's no pi on the 26. So it literally stays just like that. Now on the area, so we're going to have the same thing, rectangle minus half a circle. So what does that look like? Well, the rectangle's area is 10 by 6. So that's 10 times 6 minus half of a circle. Area of a circle then we know is pi r squared. So half of pi, and then radius is 3. Oops, want a 3 in there. 3 squared. So the 10 times 6 is 60 minus, so 3 squared is 9, right? So this right here is 9. Half of 9 is 4.5. Don't lose the pi. So 4.5 pi, and this will be area, so it's meters squared. So there's our answer for area that we're looking for. Okay, so here we have find the area of the regular figure. So I don't know if you see it or not, but here's a rectangle, or triangle rather, plus a rectangle. And that's what we're looking for. A triangle plus a rectangle. So triangle plus rectangle. And so let's start at the top here. What do I need to know? What is the problem asking you to do? So it's find an area. And again, area of a triangle plus a rectangle. What units will you need? It's area, so it's going to be squared. So in this case, it's going to be feet squared. So again, triangle plus rectangle. So find the area, feet squared. Formulas, I already wrote them out for you. Triangle is half of base times height, and then the rectangle is base times height. Does this involve pi? So no pi. No pi. So you don't have to worry about that. Again, you're going to add in this case here. So we're going to find that. By the way, we need double check here to make sure we know everything. Let's see. Here we go. So I know that the rectangle is going to be base times height, so 20 times 5, right? So the height of the triangle is 7. I don't know the base of the triangle, but I do know this little chunk here is 8 feet. And this whole thing's along here is 20. So that makes this base here 12. So from here to here is going to be 12, because 20 minus 8 is 12. That's where I got that from. So, again, so triangle is going to be 1/2 base times height, so the base is 12, and the height is 7. And the rectangle is going to be base times height, so that's 20 times 5. So, on the left side here, I'll have 42. So again, half of 12 is 6 times 7 makes it 42, plus 5 times 20 is 100. So we get 142, in this case, feet squared. So 142 feet squared. Alrighty, find the area of the shaded region. Leave your answer in terms of pi. Be sure to use labels. So what's the problem asking us to do? Well, technically we're going to be finding a circle minus a rectangle. Notice that rectangle we have punched out of the center here. So circle minus a rectangle. Its area. So we're going to need inches squared. That's not very good. We'll write that again. Inches squared. There we go. What formulas? Well, I have those right here for you. There we go. There's the formulas. So we have circle and rectangle. So here's circle on the right side, rectangle over here. We can even move those around if you prefer. Whoops. Why isn't it? Let me move it. There we go. Interesting. So there you go. Those are the two we're going to use. Does this problem involve pi? Yes, it does. And it says up here at the top, leave in terms of pi. So we're going to do that again. So leave in terms of pi. That's what we're looking for. Do you add or subtract? This one we're going to subtract. So again, as we said, it's circle minus rectangle. So area of a circle, pi r squared. Well, that's what we got to figure out here. Radius, we do know right here, the rotor force is 5. So we start out with pi. Radius is 5, so 5 squared. Minus base times height, so it's 12 by 3. If you don't see that here, 12 by 3. 12 times 3. So this becomes 25 pi over here, because 5 squared is 25. Minus 12 times 3 is 36. Again, you do not combine them as some weird thing. Only if we had pi on this one, then we could actually subtract, but we don't. So we're going to have 25 pi minus 36. And this, in case, again, is inches squared for the label. And that's it. That's where you stop. I have a test question just like this. Please pay attention to the terms of pi stuff. And don't subtract things that aren't like. There's no pi on this, so you can't subtract the two. Now, if there was, you'd have like 25 times 3.14, which is about 78.5. Subtract the 36. Then we get about 42.5. But again, it says leave in terms of pi, so we're not going to do that. Leave in terms of pi. Okay, so go back and double check. Did you label everything? Right? Did you add or subtract correctly? Did you read carefully? Do you leave things in terms of pi? Go back and double check yourself.